Welcome to the fourth chapter of geography, that is structure of the earth. When we think of structure of the earth, immediately the rocky outer shell of the earth comes to our mind. We have learned in the chapter the solar system about terrestrial planets and Jovian planets. There are first four planets are terrestrial planets and other four planets are Jovian planets. So what do you mean by terrestrial planets? They have got a solid outer shell. So the earth has got a rocky solid outer shell which is called lithosphere. It is a lithosphere in which all the landforms we find. It is also known as a mineral skin, which it consists of various kinds of minerals. So the lithosphere is of, so the earth has a solid outer shell. This solid outer shell is known as lithosphere, and this lithosphere is of 17 kilometer thick. The thickness, what is the thickness of lithosphere? It is 17 kilometer. And all the landforms, like what are the landforms? Plain, plateaus, rivers, all kind of water bodies and other features like hills and all found on the lithosphere. Now, lithosphere consists of continents and oceans. So lithosphere is so all continents and oceans are the part of lithosphere. Why? Because it is the outer crust of the earth. So these continents and oceans are the part of lithosphere. Then what is, if the lithosphere is the outer crust, then what may be the lower part of the earth? So what? So you know up to the lithosphere, because we are living on the lithosphere. All the houses and construction, plants are growing, all these are on the lithosphere. Then what may be there inside the lithosphere? As you go below the earth, which are the layers found? That is the, so we have to study about the layers which are found below the lithosphere. So that is what we are going to study in the chapter structure of the earth. So what is the need of studying about the structure of the earth? Structure of the earth means we study the interior structure of the earth. Okay, interior, that means inner part of the earth we are going to study in this chapter. Then why should we study about the interior structure of the earth? Why? Because we are living on the earth crust, on the lithosphere. All the landforms and everything is found on the lithosphere. So any changes which happens on the lithosphere, which on the earth's surface, is directly related with the changes or forces which works within the earth or inside the earth or interior part of the earth. That is the reason that we need to study about the interior structure of the earth. Why we should study about the interior structure of the earth? Because we want to know what are the forces working inside the earth and which are the forces responsible for the changes, making changes on the landforms. So internals, there is a close relationship between the interior structure and the landforms. Interior, this is interior, and the landforms are of exterior. So any changes which take place on the landforms are directly related with the changes which take place within the interior structure of the earth. So that is the relevance of learning the chapter structure of the earth. Then how do we study about the interior structure of the earth? Is it possible for us to go below the earth and deep inside the earth and study about the earth layer? It's not possible, because temperature increases 1 degree Celsius for every 32 meter. So it's not possible to go inside the earth. So we cannot have a direct study about the interior part of the earth. But we have to depend upon some other sources to study about the interior structure of the, which are those sources which help us to study about the interior structure of the earth. Mainly scientists, they mainly depends upon seismic waves. They are mainly depending upon seismic waves to study about the interior structure of the earth. There are mainly three type of waves are produced at the time of earthquake and volcanic eruption. They are called seismic waves. Okay, so which are the three type of seismic waves? They are primary waves, secondary waves and surface waves. And primary waves means this is the wave which can pass through all the pass through both solid and liquid materials, and secondary wave can only pass through solid. Surface wave only passes through the surface of the so three type of waves are there produced at the time of earthquake. It is called seismic waves, and seismic wave has got a three type of waves which are there: primary waves, secondary waves and surface waves. So at the time of earthquake and volcanic eruption, three type of waves are generated, and these three type of waves have got different nature. So learning their behavior and nature changes which take place at that time, because they origin from a particular point. So at the time of earthquake, the earthquake waves generate from one point and it reaches to all the direction. But these waves reaches to the surface at the different time. They do not reach us to the surface at same time, at different time. So that learning the nature of these waves, scientists have learned about the interior structure of the earth. Now, how does the earthquake and volcanic eruption take place? Because mainly we study about the interior structure of the earth at the time of, with the help of the seismic waves at the time of earthquake, which is generated. Now, how the earthquake and volcanic eruption take place? You know that the interior structure of the earth will go below, the temperature increases up to 100 kilometer. So that why? Because uranium and thorium, such kind of radioactive elements are present in the interior part of the earth. So that what happens, a kind of conventional currents are produced inside the earth, and these conventional currents produces energy. So this energy tries to release through the unstable part of the earth crust. So the energy which is released, which is produced due to the conventional current, is released through the weak crust or unstable part of the earth crust, and so that there occur earthquake and volcanic eruption. And so this seismic waves, scientists mainly depends upon the seismic waves, that is three type of waves to study about the interior structure of the earth. So according to the study, after all learning about seismic waves, they understood that the earth has got three important layers. Which are those three important layers of the earth? They are crust, mantle and core. In this chapter, we are going to discuss in detail about the features of crust, mantle and core. So the earth has got crust, mantle and core, three important layers. They are, you see here, the three layers of the earth are crust, mantle and core. Now, crust means lithosphere. So lithosphere or crust, the solid crust consists of two layers. Which are those two layers? Sial and Sima. What is Sial? Sial is the continental crust. That means all the continents are the part of Sial, and Sima is the oceanic crust. That means all the oceans are the part of Sima. Now, Sial, from the term itself it is very clear, Si. That means it is made out of silicate and aluminium. Sial means it is a continental crust, and all the continents are the part of Sial, and it is made up of silicate and aluminium. And Sima is all the oceans are the part of Sima, and Sima is made out of silicate and magnesium, Ma. And that is stands for magnesium. So silicate and magnesium. So this is clear for you. The crust has got Sial and Sima. Now scientist says that, so you see Sial, since it is a continental crust, it is thicker, and Sima is oceanic crust and thin, very thin compared to Sial. So scientist says that Sial is being a thinner crust and means part of the layer, and that floating above Sima. That means continental crust are floating above the oceanic crust. Sial is floating above the Sima. So the next is that mantle. Mantle is divided into upper mantle and lower mantle. Mantle has got, that is a second layer of the earth. It has got two layers. It is divided into two. They are upper mantle and lower mantle. Now upper mantle is also known as asthenosphere. Upper mantle can be also called as asthenosphere, and that is in semi-molten form, comparatively thinner. It is not so thick, it is thinner layer, and it is also, so upper mantle is in the semi-molten form. It is named as asthenosphere, and lower mantle is thicker and it is mesosphere. So upper mantle is asthenosphere and lower mantle is mesosphere, and the scientist says that always this asthenosphere is floating above the mesosphere. Asthenosphere is being a thinner layer and in the semi-molten form. Why it is in the semi-molten form? Because as you go below the earth, temperature increases, so that all the rocks and everything is found in the molten form. That is the reason asthenosphere is in the semi-molten. But why not mesosphere? Because you see, we learned that as you go below the earth, the temperature increases up to 100 kilometers. After that, it starts decreasing. And one more reason is that because of the pressure of the overlying layers, temperature. So that what is that? It may be showing the nature of solid. So but this is in the semi-molten form. So asthenosphere is floating above the mesosphere, and the last layer is that core. Core can be divided into inner core and outer core. So inner core. So it is also called, what is that? NIF. NIF. NIF means what? Nickel and ferrum. So due to the presence of nickel and iron, the presence of iron, it is also called as inner core, can be also called as NIF. And now let me explain the same points with the help of a diagram. Now we can see here crust, the earth crust, and see Sial and Sima I have not marked here. So Sial is the continental crust and Sima are the oceanic crust. Sial is floating above Sima. So this is, but it is very, crust is very, it is a very thin crust compared to other layer. So crust is very thin layer. It is a mineral layer compared, so it is very thinner than the other layer. Now mantle, you see, it occupies this much area, mantle. So mantle is here, and mantle is divided into upper mantle. This is upper mantle, asthenosphere, and this is lower mantle, that is mesosphere. So it is in the molten form, floating above the asthenosphere is floating above the mesosphere. And the next comes the core. You see core, this is inner core, and here it is outer core. So inner core is it is in the solid form, inner core. Why, you know? Because you see the inner core is the lowermost layer of the earth, so that all the overlying layers are exerting more pressure over the inner core. So that is the reason, can be that what it remains in the solid form. So the presence of iron is there in the inner core. So it is named as NIF. So these are the structure of the earth. I hope that you understood the structure of the earth very clearly. So we will see you with another chapter.